Welcome back to Roald Dahl's most marvellous book. We've already explored 8 of Dahl's most famous stories, but there are still 2 more to go. Next in our top 10 is Matilda, which tells the magical tale of a mischievous schoolgirl. When I first read it, I loved this story, even though I couldn't quite relate to it because, of course, I was a very well-behaved schoolgirl. Here to share her love of Matilda is Jessica Hynes.
I'm championing Matilda because it's a book that I loved as a little girl. It's one that I've read since and read with my children, and it's just such a magical, fun read. It's just got such lovely, brilliant characters in it, and I love it.
Written in 1988, Matilda is the story of an extraordinary young girl born into a horrible family. But Matilda's discovery of books is the key to her understanding that one day things are going to be different.
I loved Matilda most of all, and that's because I was a little girl who loved reading. So she made so much sense to me.
Right at the heart of Matilda, the thing that's saving Matilda is reading books. So really he's saying to the child reading, but also to the parents reading it, read.
Daddy, she said, do you think you could buy me a book? A book? He said, what do you want a flaming book for? To read, Daddy. What's wrong with the telly, for heaven's sake? We've got a lovely telly, a 12-inch screen, and now you come asking for a book? You're getting spoiled, my girl.
I think Matilda was the one I read the most, because it felt so grown up. It only had a few pictures in it, so it was a big, proper book. It was sort of child equivalent of finishing War and Peace.
And I love the idea that the books took you anywhere and it was an escape from your life, and that's how you had adventures and mysteries.
I don't want to know what it's about.
Mr. Wormwood barked.
Fed up with your reading anyway. Go and find yourself something useful to do.
With frightening suddenness, he now began ripping the pages out of the book in handfuls and throwing them in the waste paper basket. Matilda froze in horror. The father kept going.
It's really sweet because actually I think the academic-y kids, the nerdy kids, the specky kids, the kids that like to read, they always have a tough time at school. They're very rarely the heroes of any book at all. And it's really nice that Dahl actually let us be the hero for a day.
Everything changes for Matilda when she discovers she has telekinetic powers.
It's writing something!
Screamed Nigel.
The chalk is writing something!
And indeed it was.
I really like how she's really brave and she's got a power she didn't know she had.
It has such a lovely supernatural element to it. This sort of, this idea of her telekinetic powers, Matilda's powers.
I did the thing where, like, Sarah, what are you doing? Nothing. Like, you're desperately trying to move a pencil. Just come on, I've just got to get angry enough. I've just got to focus enough. I really wanted to be able to move stuff.
I was obsessed and dreamt about having the powers Matilda had, just being able to sort of do things and move things. So I worked really hard on it and I got them. Stop!
People have asked me quite a bit if Matilda was based on me because it's dedicated to me. Absolutely not, because I can't even do times tables. But there might be something about me that's in it because I was, and still am, without question, the most mischievous out of all of us.
In Matilda, Roald Dahl paints a pretty bleak picture of schooling and adults in general. To understand where this came from, we need to go back to Dahl's school days.
Well, I think boarding school for Roald was the first great trauma of his life. He loathed being away from home. He loathed the rules, the organisation.
He was lonely, he was cold, he missed his mum, he missed home. He was only a little boy, he was only 7 and 8. And they also beat people.
I think he rather cleverly took all of his anger towards his own teachers and managed to put them into one really foul, nasty character.
In 1996, Matilda was brought to the screen by Danny DeVito, and the wider world became acquainted with one of Dahl's most fearsome creations, Miss Trunchbull, brought vividly to life with a scene-stealing performance from Pam Ferris.
Pam Ferris as Trunchbull is just unforgettable. I mean, terrifying.
Did you say butt? Here we go. What? Definitely. I'll give you butt.
Trunchbull is the archetypal film villain. I mean, who doesn't want to grab a kid by their pigtails and swing out of a window? me, obviously, as a dad-to-be.
Matilda the movie perfectly captures Dahl's fascination with gluttony and terror, as illustrated in the notorious bog trotter scene.
Here we go. Smells chocolatey, eh? Now, eat it.
I don't want any, thank you.
Suddenly, the Trunchbull exploded.
Eat!
She shouted, banging her thigh with the riding crop.
If I tell you to eat, you will eat! You wanted cake! You stole cake! And now you've got cake! And what's more, you're gonna eat it! You do not leave this platform, and nobody leaves this hall until you have eaten the entire cake that is sitting there in front of you! Do I make myself clear, bog trotter? Do you get my meaning?
The boy looked at the Trunchbull, and then he looked down at the enormous cake.
Eat! Eat! Eat!
The Trunchbull was yelling. Very slowly, the boy cut himself another slice and began to eat it.
It's Roald Dahl sort of giving a nod to type 2 diabetes, isn't it?
The Matilda machine didn't stop with the movie. In 2011, Tim Minchin took Matilda to the stage with a sellout run that has wowed audiences worldwide.
I think what's special about his books are that he's not afraid of telling you what's right and what's wrong. and it's very comforting because his right is right. I think so anyway.
I can now reveal, as voted for by Channel 4 viewers, that Roald Dahl's most marvellous book is Matilda. That's a well-deserved win for an absolutely incredible book, and it's a happy ending for Jessica Hynes.
Wow! Oh, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. That's so good. Thank you.